Hey guys, welcome back to Wisecracks. I'm here with poker legend Jon Orlando.
Oh!
You know,
Yes!
I'm tough on Jon. You guys all know that, guys and girls. I am. I'm a little tough on Jon, and I gave him $500 for this tournament last week. I said, "Gad, you want to?" It was good value because of the bounties. I thought.
Yep.
I said, "Go ahead and play in it." And Jon, from like the beginning to the end, you're talking about almost 19,000 entries, counting the rebuys, right?
Almost 20.
20,000.
19,645 or something.
Jon, I went over there for a couple hours with him. Jon made it down to 73rd?
73rd.
73rd place out of 20,000. And he had three bounties, 1,000, 1,000, and 2,500.
Yep.
Did you realize I was over there when you got the 2,500? Do you realize the 500,000 guy was right behind you? Did you know that or no?
No.
So Jon goes up and it goes back, and then their next bounty got $500,000. It's like, oh my God, 500,000, you're that close. But you know, you have to move things out of the way, pick things.
Yeah.
And but you did really good. How much did you wind up getting us in the end? Like over 16,000?
A little over 16. 16.2.
16.2. All right.
16.290.
Great. You can keep the 290 for a tip. 16. I still didn't get any part of the 8,000 I'm owed. But because
we're free rolling now, right?
I know the way poker players are, and I touch a Bible if it was here. We haven't even talked to him. He wanted to come in. I haven't seen him since then. He wanted to come in and say, "I have a plan." I know the way poker players are, so I said, "Jon, let's take some profit back, play in a couple more tournaments." First thing he says, I really like to play the main event. Jon, no.
Bill.
All right, let's see if we can
right.
take some of the money, maybe buy one of those $1,000 tournaments where every 10 guys get a seat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something. But
I have a plan.
I need to get my $500 back. That's my plan, to get my
Hey,
nickel
wait.
back.
Here, look.
Oh,
I do it on air.
Am I getting the whole 8,000?
Well, slow down, Bill. You said it's your original investment. We are free rolling. We're partners now, Bill.
I got my 500 back.
We are partners now.
All right. Well,
aren't we partners now?
Yeah, no. We're gonna have a schedule. We're gonna have a schedule. I got my 500. Guy keeps money in a wallet.
But what about this?
Donnie Brasco.
What about this? Do you remember last week when I brought the tournament up? And I said it's worth firing 2 bullets at.
Yeah.
You made a face about the second bullet.
I did. Yeah.
You didn't even want me to do the second bullet.
I told you to do it.
You did.
So you have to take back 1,500. I take 500 back.
Right.
So we got 14,000.
Right.
And we're gonna play the seniors. Play a couple other ones like
the seniors.
Jeff Matson, who's been a guest on our show before.
Yes.
Jeff has a plan for
shout out to Jeff Madsen. He's been great. You know, he was watching right after that dinner break.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he checked in on me all day.
Oh, okay.
Well, where my table was situated, you saw where I first was.
Yeah.
And then when they moved me again, you could kind of watch off to the side of me. Jeff, bless his heart, he was right there with me all the way. I would actually fold a hand. I'd go over to him and I'd say, "Hey, this is just what happened. What do you think?" And he was.
Well,
he was
I gotta
really great.
be blunt though, Jon. Yeah. One of my buddies that we went to Tom Jones with. We went and seen Tom Jones. 2 of my friends and Jon Orlando here. He said to me, "It's the worst thing that ever happened to you."
Why?
Because you didn't finish high enough where it's good, any kind of life-changing money, no good bounties.
Right.
And, you're at this age.
Like you're hooked.
That you're done now. Like, not that you're so old.
Right.
You're in great shape.
Yeah.
You'd probably be the oldest guy to win the World Series if you win it, but main event. But he said it's the worst thing that ever happened to him, Bill.
No way.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because
it's such deflating.
I've been telling you, but I don't think you've believed me before. But 2 years ago, I was chip leader all day, all night in the $10,000 turbo bounty.
Right. Okay.
Chip leader all day, all night. Helmuth was in there. Negrano was in there. Phil Ivey was in there, and it said Jon Orlando up at the top for 12 straight hours.
Did you get your money back?
I went out in 35th for $38K.
Wow. What was that? What decade?
23.
Oh, okay.
2023.
All right.
True story.
Can't help it.
True story. You can't help yourself.
Can't help
it's
myself.
true.
Good.
I'm gonna glaze through my Hendon mob, so you just see it's verified. Everything I'm telling you is verified.
Well, no, you did really good.
Thank you, man.
And I know you took that very serious. And when my friend said that, he's like, "Bill, this is the worst thing ever happened to this poor guy. He's gonna really be upset about this, and like he's gonna want to get back in the next day." And I guarantee you, I don't know this, but I bet you the whole 500, anyone at home, John has played poker since that day.
100%. I played in the daily deep stack,
You did?
250 daily deep stack.
It's a sick kid.
Didn't finish in the money,
poker
but
guys are so sick.
it's fun, man.
I would have put a claim in though.
You said something during the day though. I was on the first break.
What did I say?
I called you on the first break and I gave you an update. And when I hung up with you, you sent me a text. Do you remember what you said? Because I wanted to talk about it.
Definitely not.
You sent me a text and you said...
I say a lot of spontaneous things, Hope. It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad, but hold on. I'm old and I need the glasses, Bill. Bear with me for a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. You said, I called you.
Forget about being the actor. You know, they have these actor studios. They want to build movie studios in Vegas, which just got turned down.
I called you after the first break, and when I hung up with you, you wrote, "Thanks for the call and update. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Very rare in that biz."
Oh, yeah.
I wanted you to talk about that a little bit.
Well, because I know my friend Frankie backed a couple guys, and, you know, I'm the one that put him with, you know, originally he was out in Vegas, and I was, you know, playing some tournaments with these guys, you know, backing them for small amounts. And, you know, Frankie just wants to fire. So.
Right.
He's backed guys for hundreds of thousands. He's backed guys for almost $500,000. And he's just like, F those poker players. I'm not backing anyone ever again. They just, you know, they all just go from backer to backer. When they get deep in the red, they want you to drop them. And they don't give me no updates. They don't send me nothing. They don't tell me how they're doing. I got to find out later. And, you know, maybe not knowing how many rebuys or something.
Right.
You know, just putting claims in. And Frankie would pay hotel rooms and everything for him. Yeah, give him like $5,000 for expenses because he wanted to gamble. You know what I mean? He just wanted to gamble and wanted to have some sweats on the internet and follow the poker guys.
Yeah.
But
I felt like I was bugging you. I was sending you so many updates. I kept sending you chip stack photos.
There was the response. Yeah. But all right, so we'll have a plan, him and I.
Yeah.
For some. We'll even let you guys know what tournaments he's planning to bury me in. But anyway, you know, I'm glad you got that money.
Having the respect of the Krackman though has made my year. It really,
I'm very respectful of it. I'm glad.
Yeah, you were great. You were so supportive throughout. All the texts.
Kids. Well, you know, the first jack off that comes up to the stage and wins the $1 million.
Oh my God!
You know, this is I'm telling Jason. So it's $1,000 entry. He goes up and draws the bounty and wins the $1 million.
Yeah.
He's got sunglasses on, a scarf, and he made a comment like money goes to money.
Yeah, the rich get richer.
The rich get richer, that's what he said.
The rich get richer.
He walked off, you know what I mean? And just went around like it was, just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even care if he knows or I'm sure one of the rats will send it to him. I don't care. I don't care. Be nice, be humble, be nice.
Right.
Be nice to people.
Right.
You know? You want to impress me? Buy every one of the poker tournament around a beer or something.
Yeah.
You know? Be nice to me. Be nice to people. Don't act like you're, you know, who you are. Why? I'll ask people at home. Why do the wrong people get the money sometimes? Why don't the good people get the money that take care of others, help people, give good advice? You know, I'm not saying I'm Mother Teresa, but I'm just, you know, saying like, why doesn't, like, this guy's got to get the money, walking off with his scarf.
Yeah.
And then the second guy that won.
I want tears. I want guys like, you know.
Yeah. The second
fainting.
guy. Right. The second guy that won.
Yeah.
The $1 million.
Yeah.
How about that guy? I sent you a story on him yesterday. He won $6.4 million playing Pai Gow.
Isn't that crazy?
Years ago, and a progressive.
Yeah.
He put up $5 and won 5 little grocery dollars. He won $6.4 million. So he was already.
That's insane.
That's insane. That's a lucky guy.
Yeah.
He goes in that barrel full of things and picks out $1 million. And I'm happy for him because he was yelling and screaming. You know what I mean? At least he's gonna have fun with the money and put it into action. I can tell you that.
I gotta tell you, Bill, it was really, really fun walking through. Because of course, like you said, I had to play the next day. But I more so wanted to just walk through the halls the next day. I can't tell you how, and I have a witness. I was with my buddy Oscar. I had multiple people stop me and congratulate me. from
Oh,
walking
wow.
from the Paris side to the horseshoe side, because Daniel Negreanu made a final table yesterday,
Yeah.
and he ended up coming in second. So I wanted to go and just watch
Sure.
him playing. And while I was standing there, this guy next to me says, hey, John, what's up? And I looked at him, I said, hey, what's up? And I was trying to think, how do I know this guy? And he goes, I'm a big fan. I listen to your show. And I remember when you had Don Johnson on. It was one of my favorite episodes. And
Don said something to you too, right?
he sent me a
job.
really nice text,
Nice.
good job. And yeah,
Nice.
it was really cool. It was a fun time.
He's got a good story. When he won all that money in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
He won, I don't know, 14 million or something
like that. Yeah.
I think he won 14 million, and he's betting 100,000 a hand. The dealers were making so many mistakes and stuff on. They were so nervous. You have a floor person watching the game, surveillance. What are they watching?
Right.
And Don Johnson gets overpaid. Like, I think he got overpaid 3 times, 100,000 each time, $300,000. So it's part of the business where he's a gambler making money, and he took the money. But his whole story is unbelievable because he's not counting cards.
Right.
According to what I know, too, he's not counting cards. They wouldn't
Right.
let him play. But he's got a little bit of a good thing going, though, with the way he does some things. So,
Bill, how shocked were you when I made day 2? Like when I officially
all I wanted to do is get to the money and then
get in the
free
money.
roll.
Right.
Yeah, and get some bounties. Yeah,
Right.
no, I was pretty shocked. I was pretty
You
shocked.
actually sent me a text. You said, I'm excited.
I was excited.
You
I
even
was.
came down and came out of
I
poker
came
retirement.
down.
You played in
I
a
came
cash
down and
game.
played in a cash game, a 2-5 no limit game, and lost $400 and some dollars. I was winning 800 right in the beginning too.
Now, did sitting down for you and playing poker, did it kind of revitalize?
No.
No? How is this possible?
The backpacks, the sunglasses.
You don't like the people that
the
play.
non-deodorant wearing players. Like, I had a guy at my table that just stunk up the whole table.
Really?
Yeah, I had to request seat change. So,
because when I was playing, I saw you go to put your name on the, and I thought, wait, is he making change? I couldn't believe you were actually putting your name on the list.
If I'm there, I'm going to watch you. I'll come over and check on you every once in a while. I'm not going to stand there and be a railbird.
All right, what else you got
So a couple
today?
things. I seen former boxing champ Mike McCallum died, 69 in Vegas. I'm a big boxing fan, so I knew who Mike was. And just to see champion there, Lou Duva's guy. I was a little upset to see that. Listen, we're all getting older. As we get older, we go to more funerals than weddings, that's for sure. Now, I got some other things going on here.
Yeah.
So, I'm always sticking up for players and the little guy against the books. Do you know about this DraftKings guy that won the $14.2 million and
No.
DraftKings not paying him?
No.
So, DraftKings has been sued by a bettor who used the weather to predict the winning golfers. So what he did, he bet Saturday because he knew there was a giant chance of the tournament being rained out. So he bet the finishing positions based on where they were right then and there.
Genius.
And, for the software taking it, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That the software took it was pretty bad. He probably deserves something, but how are they going to give him the $14.2 million? Of course, DraftKings refused to pay it out. He said he studied the weather. He just knew the weather was good. So $325 wins $14 million. Sorry. If he would have bet maybe not even 10% of that, if he would have bet 1% increments, $3, you know what I mean, to win $140,000, something like that, he might have got paid. But the way he did it, DraftKings is just not going to pay him. So,
but I think they're going to end up having to. No.
No.
Really?
No.
Why?
But Vegas Paulie C, he put a video out on it, and I listen. I actually like Vegas Paulie C. I think he has some good things.
I love Vegas Paulie C.
But he should do more research into it. He just puts it out there like on a buzz video. DraftKings not paying this guy $14 million. Oh, phooey. There's more to the story, Paulie. But again, usually I'm sticking up for the players there. I don't know that guy.
Well, but
I'm listen. DraftKings takes my bets. They don't take them on the app, but they paid me a hell of a lot of money. I beat them for 6 figures, a healthy 6 figures. So I'm allowed to bet at the counters now at Foxwoods. Foxwoods, and I'm allowed to go to the counter at Mohegan Sun when I'm in Connecticut. So.
But if they take the bet.
Yeah. That's an old adage.
If he would have lost, would they have refunded the money? No. Then you got to pay him out.
No. They would not refund him. So
I feel like if you
therefore,
took this to the Supreme Court, you're getting paid.
See, I'm the opposite. I say you go to Supreme Court. The courts are not siding with they're siding with the big corporations that pay the taxes in the coffers. That's the way I feel. You know, especially like Indian court. You go to like an Indian gaming court, you're never going to win. Card counters have had their money confiscated in Indian gaming tribal courts.
That I understand.
They're not doing nothing illegal. They've had
right, no, but they're not.
Winning,
it's not our court system. It's not our court system.
So,
but I think in this case, I feel like this guy's going to get paid or settle half something.
Las Vegas movie studio. They were talking about this here in Vegas. Not happening now. The studio bill died. Session ended last week.
I saw that, but I don't believe it.
Well, like, 2027 it'll come up. It'll come up again in less than 2 years, February of 27. But you know, Mark Wahlberg lives here, and he was one of the guys that was pushing for that. So we first want to thank Westgate in the background here for letting us film here. You know, unbelievable Superbook here. They have the NBA Finals at 105 Juice over here at the Westgate. We really appreciate them getting a play in the middle of the show. Hamilton Tiger Cats at Westgate. Okay, we'll work on that. That's funny. He said, you're at Westgate, you should bet it. Anyway, so also want to go into heritagesports.eu. Been around 30 years. Great bonuses going on there again. They're having the game one in the NBA, the game one, they get out of your bet free at halftime. So you can get out of your bet at halftime if you don't like your bet. They also have the bonus system.
I like that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
So like you could literally max bet something crazy and just pull out?
Up to $500, which the average bet in this country is only a couple $100 actually. So
that would include a parlay? Like could you take a big dog in a parlay and then?
Only John would want to know this. I think it's straight bets only.
All right.
But Bitcoin Insurance, been around for a long time. They have 108 Juice. Football, you know, we say here it's the summertime. Football's starting in a couple months. So, you know, get your money in there and get them signed up for them. Like I said, they have unbelievable deals going on. The reduced juice. Football is literally 2 months away for preseason.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, 8 weeks away we'll be watching NFL preseason. 9 months away.
I used to get excited because I'm so diehard baseball, but I have to admit, in the last 3 years, for whatever reason, I think it's because of you and the show, I have really gotten more into football because I'm a Cowboy fan, or I used to be. So there's no need to even care about football because they're not going to do well. But now I'm back in on
funny,
football.
John, one of the big services that I respect. There's not many I really respect. They put out, and there's the bet, the Eagles under 11.5 wins. So
really?
The Eagles under 11.5 wins. I feel you could even wait on that because everyone's betting. You know, it's the Super Bowl champs. Everyone's betting them over 11, 12 wins. 12-5, yeah, that's easy.
What's the line on that?
Over under 11.5 season wins, minus $1.20. Yeah. So it's. But now you have to wait for your whole entire season to cash your money. I understand people don't want to.
Can you see all the teams right now?
No, you can see all the teams, but I only said that because of your situation there with
Dallas.
With Dallas,
yeah.
So that used to be your team.
I'm all in on the Broncos now. I like Bo Nix. I'm all in. What?
No, hey, listen, you're running good. Maybe you know you got something.
I'm
going.
running good. I'm hot. Hey, I want to tell you a stat that I saw. The Angels are playing the Red Sox behind us on TV right now. Okay. I'm not sure if this was last night's game or the night before that. You're not going to believe this stat.
Okay.
The Angels, playing at Fenway Park, hit 3 home runs in the first inning.
Okay.
Against the Red Sox.
All right.
It is the first time in the history of Fenway Park the visiting team has hit 3 home runs in the first inning.
How can that be?
How can that be?
No, wait a minute. Because it's Fenway,
sent it to you.
You know, it's got the short.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Right?
That is absolutely insane.
Crazy.
All right. Let me get into my next subject.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't stand nickel and diming. These casinos.
I'm reading it right now.
A guest was charged $60 for check-in 2 hours early at one of the Caesars properties. If you have this option to sign in early to check in. I've heard about this. I heard a couple of the casinos did this. I'm trying to find the whole article. It actually, here, look at this. So they actually have a copy of it. Here. welcome.
Our standard check-in time is at 3:30. If you would like to check in early for an additional charge of $60.
You know, I can't stand that.
$60 to check in early.
You got to see the videos of the check-in.
Of the line?
2 hour wait.
It looks like the end of the world.
So they're not letting people check in. They're letting them wait for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, how dumb are these people with college degrees, never gambled in their life, or never had fun in their life? These people, let them in the rooms. This way they can go buy alcohol. You're going to get them whacked anyway. You know the casinos, what they do. You're going to get you whacked. You can go drink. You gamble irresponsibly. You're going to go spend money on food. You're going to gamble for sure. Again, I'll say gamble again. Instead of waiting online for 2 hours.
What does it matter?
Not spending any money. It's so dumb. Let them.
How is it even costing the hotel more? It's just crazy.
How about this? Ready? Same property charged $25 for plates, silverware, and napkins at room service.
Stop.
No, it's out of control. It's nickel and diming. It's out of control. What is going on?
I don't know, man.
Come on. I mean,
crazy.
You got the service fee. What is it called? Resort fee.
The resort fee.
The resort fee is out of control. I'm glad that ruling went against the casinos. Now, if you buy a room from someone, the resort fee has to be in that price. There's no more, $99 and getting hit with a $60 resort fee. But now, $25 for parking, resort fees, napkins, and a silverware fee. What do you want me to eat with my hands?
Yeah,
where
it's
we
crazy.
At? It's just out of their mind. And this $60 fee, come on. It's out of, people are steaming mad, steaming. And, but as long as people are paying these things, people are going to come. It just bothers me. Let's see what else I got on
the pricing is
there.
a little crazy. Bill, at poker the other day, I had a hot dog, a Mountain Dew, and a bag of chips. Tell me how much?
$20.
$21.
Yeah, no, I just can't believe the price. Now, and you know how much money the Caesars makes on this World Series?
It's crazy.
The money they make.
Yeah.
The World Series, the entry fees, it's hard to overcome these things. That's why it's hard to win playing poker.
Yeah.
They're taking rakes that are the smaller tournaments. They're taking 20%. Some of these tournaments.
Caesars doesn't own the World Series anymore. Though.
They sold it for
Poker.
$500 million.
Yeah,
right?
$500 million. But I have to tell you, the improvements this year are amazing.
Well, that's good to know that.
That app is incredible.
I seen the app a little bit.
Plus app.
I seen the app
phenomenal.
A little bit. All right, I did see the app.
It's been good.
What about? This is happening in the sports betting world that bothers me.
Yeah.
Did you see that video at all? The Olympian Gabby Thomas harassed by a gambler during the Philly. He was harassing her and just bragging about it. And then he went on social media with the videos and put them on social media.
Yeah.
And the company, might have been FanDuel, canceled his account.
That's right, Gabby. Come on, Gabby. Don't choke, Gabby, like you did yesterday, Gabby. Yeah! You a choke artist. You going down, Gabby. You going down, Gabby. You going down, Gabby. We doing it for track spice.
Really? Good.
He can't. He's heckling her because he bet, against her, and he's just heckling and heckling and heckling. This has happened so much recently. NBA games, different things. This has happened a lot.
Young players and
it's happened a lot. I can't find it now, but here it is. Yeah, it's happened a lot to NBA players and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy when
continued harassment because of his showed that he had won more than 1,000 in parlays here, but this is athlete abuse.
Yeah,
they don't need, and I don't stick up for a lot of NBA players and stuff.
Right.
I think they could have been a better example for kids in a lot of situations, but they don't deserve to get harassed because they didn't get two more points.
They want to win. They're trying to win.
Yeah.
They're getting paid a lot of money. It's only in their best interest to do the best they can. It's crazy to harass them.
And it's enough's enough. The accompanying video clip of himself shouting at the U.S. track and field athlete as she prepared to race in a women's 100-meter dash, calling her a choke athlete, referencing that she has racial things. That's terrible. Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible what I'm reading. Absolutely terrible. I can't stand reading this kind of things. I was really upset when I read this because they don't need it. So, how about this? This is a Vegas myth.
Okay.
The Strip uses the most water. People think that Strip uses the most water because they see the Bellagio fountains. They see over at the Wynn. even some MGM properties and stuff. It's really not true. The water usage out here, they say there's a shortage of water. But the water usage, all these strip properties, you know what the percentage is of the water that's used through the Las Vegas Water District? 6.9%.
Wow, I was just going to guess 20.
Yeah, 6.9% is used. It's nothing really compared to what the real thing is. I don't know if I can find that article, but you know who uses the most? Wow, I put it on my phone. What do you think uses the most water? It's some of your people.
Is it something I could guess?
Some of your people.
Some of my people?
Yeah.
Wait, some of my people.
I put it on here.
Some of my people.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you
Some
think
of my
uses?
people.
What do you think uses the most? We're talking about water-wise. Who do you think uses the water?
You're going to connect this to poker somehow? No.
The Fertitas.
The UFC. Oh, what?
The UFC. Like they use so much. I made a copy. I just don't know where it's at. Of course now.
Wait, you mean like stations?
Their
hotels?
houses.
Oh.
Their houses. the lady, Sheldon Adelson's wife. You know, she has a water park at her house.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I played golf there once. There's a water park on her property. So these people are using as much water because after it's not like recycled like the Las Vegas water is recycled. So I found that unbelievable. The water, of course, I'm not going to find the article now, but yeah.
What is this that you're looking at? I like. What is this?
It's one of my sneak sites. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone. All right.
No, just this is my this is one of my sites that I use.
All right.
I use multiple ones though, but it's not easy finding stories because these. Let me be honest. No one gets to read. This is such a small little thing. But I like to pick out the ones that I know the viewers like to see. You know.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe that it was 3 of them. It was I can't think of the other one now. It was Lorenzo Fertitta at his house. It was, of course, Adelson's wife, who has a water park at her. I guess had an actual water park.
I love it.
Yeah. So that it showed all 3. I thought here Vegas Smith. Here it's on here. That's her. This is part of her house. Look at that.
No way.
Oh yeah, it's Miriam Adelson, the majority shareholder in Shands. She uses 9.8 million gallons. She's using more than the Bellagio. Yeah. Lorenzo Fertitta, 6.5 million.
Hey, I'm not mad at Lorenzo.
The Fertitta family,
like
4.9 million.
Use it all. I'm fine with that.
Phil Ruffin,
Lorenzo can do whatever he wants.
Treasure Island, 3.3 million at their properties that they have, waterfalls and things.
Right.
So, yeah, that's for their. That's just for their grass, lawns, other landscape vegetation. No recycling is possible like the Bellagio recycles the water. Yeah. And it's just kind of interesting. I just thought that was a kind of interesting subject. I was like, wow. Like I would think that they use the most at the Bellagio.
Yeah, I would have said the Bellagio in a heartbeat.
I would have. Yeah, I think
the fountain, right? It's like a no-brainer.
I would think that's the most, but it's a recycled water.
Wow.
So listen now, I have to tell you, Matt from Wager Wire, he reached out to me, and because last week I was talking about that
$13, right? Up to.
I was like, wow, that sounds like a good buy. What the buyout offer was, and Matt's like, Bill, that ticket's still available, and it is a good buy if Edmonton wins, and Edmonton won the next day. They won.
Did you think about buying
it? I kind of did, but I didn't buy it. But anyway, that was a good buy through Wager Wire, where if you bought the buyout from the website, it would have been tens of thousands less. But it just shows you the Wager Wire. But I didn't buy. I thought it was a good buy. So this week's, let me just tell you what this is. It's a 4-leg parlay with OKC and Florida as the final 2 legs.
Yep.
And now the OKC and Florida final 2 legs. Let me give you so the current bet value is $154,000. There wasn't a cash out on this.
Yep.
But this is $1,200 to win $370,000.
Okay.
All right. Now the last 2 legs, as you can see here, he had Florida to win the championship, Rory McIlroy to win the Masters, Florida Panthers. Now they're the underdog.
Yep.
Very little. Let's call it pick'em. They're like plus 110. Florida Panthers, which were 7-1 when he bet this. OKC Thunder plus 170. They're a favorite, of course, to win. So now these 2 legs, that's the parlay. There it is. And there's $1,200 to win $370,000. This is another one that through Wager Wire, it does look it does look like the original stake $1,200 bet, and this is probably a VIP. He's right. As it says, this is probably a VIP that was allowed to bet this particular one. He's received multiple six-figure offers for the ticket, but yet has not accepted any. When considering the past 2 tickets, both with Oklahoma City and Edmonton as the final legs, totaling $385,000, a pretty huge potential available given the current series price on OKC. So this is one of WagerWire's biggest buyers is actually consider buying all 3 tickets I'm reading here. So our producer Jay, he'll put this on here to show you guys. But he's received multiple six-figure offers. I don't know the current bet value. $150,000. You might want to go with this. You only bet $1,200. If you're going to get $120,000 on this offer, I know that you're a favorite. Of course, you are a favorite in these series. OKC. Let's not say you're a favorite in the other one, but if you're a gambler, I understand you just have a lot of gamble. If you have a lot of money, you're betting $1,200 on something like this. You might have a lot of money. It may not be a lot to you, but to me, I just think that's if your average bet's $1,200, which I'm sure it's not. He's betting on a parlay. Even if your average bet's $10,000, you're entertaining a 12-1. It's like winning 12 bets. He's probably not going to sell it, but who knows? We'll see what happens here. WagerWire, great app, great site. You guys check that out. So I always want you guys to see stuff like that. So now, I told you about the check-in. That really bothered me. I put that twice. I already had that down. I had it down as a subject.
That's crazy.
And then I seen it on MTM podcast, and I also seen it in that story online. I was already planning to talk about that. If
that's the case, then reward the people that check out at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. early to go make early flights. Give them an incentive to get out early then.
Yeah, no.
Right? Checkout's not till 11.
Yes.
Reward the people that are out by 7 in the morning.
John, I want to talk about something here that's touchy subject matter.
Yep.
Really touchy. So, I know a player that called me up and said, hey, me and my buddies were thrown out of a casino and they want to keep a giant corporation. I'm not allowed to say who it is. They want to keep our money. And, we were playing under some different cards. And the people came in, signed up for their card, and gave me their card and said, hey, yeah, let's play under my card. I've never played it before. Let's play this game. They have whatever it is. Well, technically, I don't know if it's illegal, especially if the person's there with you, but it's frowned upon by certain places.
For someone to play on your card.
I was out in California at Pala Casino. If my wife is sitting with me, right with me, my wife, same last name, I'm pressing the buttons, they will not pay me on any jackpot.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They have slot machines, you sit together and you share them a game and stuff. Like,
it's
ridiculous.
The same house.
Again,
come on.
Tribal laws. They can do anything they want, sovereign land, they can do anything they want. But it's crazy that this was not an Indian gaming though. Every card was legit. People were there with them. A couple maybe not have been, but doesn't matter though. They came to this guy, and what they did was unbelievable. You get certain levels of security, and you get people that they just don't know. Guys that wish they were cops, guys that weren't a detective, they weren't FBI guys. They tried their whole life. Now they're pissed off. They're casino guys, casino security guys, casino surveillance guys. And I'm not saying all of them. There's a lot of good people too. They gamble. I've been out and the guy says, I work surveillance at this casino. I own crack. I like your stuff. Some of them are good guys. I'm not saying about everybody. But some of them, like this group that went up to these guys, they broke in their room. They went through their stuff without them even knowing. They went through the gambler's stuff, went in his room, went through all his stuff, going through all his private stuff, looking for more cards. He wasn't doing nothing illegal, So it's amazing. It's called card building. Randy McHale will be back on. He's coming back on football season with us. He'll tell you a little bit more about card building. And in other words, I'm just taking Jon Orlando's card. John, give me your card. And I'm going to go play with your card. You don't care.
Right.
And John, guess what? We're going to get nice bonuses together. I'm going to throw you some money if we win.
Right.
Whatever it may be. No, casinos, they hate that. They do not want you to. They want the original person that's there. I guess I get it. They want the original person that's there. They already have my business.
Right.
But I'm putting up money, and you're sitting with me gambling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And even if maybe your partner's with me or something.
Right, right.
I can't. I don't like that.
And also, there's probably so many times the husband and wife thing is a good
husband and wife
example because let's say the wife is sitting there playing, she's losing, she's run 400 or 500 through the machine, and then the husband goes, "Here, let me give the lucky push,"
right?
And he does it.
Right, exactly.
One lucky push,
exactly.
And you hit 777. You're not getting paid. That's crazy.
Listen, another thing too. So, you know, money makes people do things you would never think they do. 20-year friendships, relationships, things that money is just, it really is so bad what it does to people. There was a legendary gambler in this town. I used to do shows with him. You know, he died, and but before he died, he was in the hospital, and a family member robbed his money. I mean, he had like, you know, whatever it was. It was a couple $100,000. He just so happens he beat it. He got out of the hospital, and the money was gone.
Oh my God!
And this was a guy. This was someone very, very close to him. Yeah.
Like they thought he's in the hospital. He's never coming out.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
Robbed all his cash.
Oh my God!
The safe deposit box took all his money. Yeah, like a couple $100,000. Yep.
What happened when he got out?
Nothing. He let it go, man. He let it go. He was that close of a family member to him, you know, that he just let it go. But I know the story. It's just money makes people do such bad things, and you know.
But they robbed it and blew through the money?
Oh yeah. He's a gambler. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It could be a girl. People said it was a. You know, I don't want to say it was a guy. Might have been a girl. I'm not going to tell anyone if it was a guy or a girl because people know about this in the industry. I don't want to say I'm talking about any one individual, but I ran into someone that was very close to the situation last week and reconfirmed the story, and it just really saddened me.
Terrible.
You know, I ran into someone else. Why do I root for the bad guy in movies and stuff? And I have to be real blunt. You know, I'm rooting against the casino. I don't want anyone to come in with a mask and gun and rob the casino.
Right.
But I'm rooting against the casino. So this guy was an old, I don't want to say grifter's the wrong word, because he had a gaming license. And he just showed me some things about how people used to, they would rob the casinos blind. The dealers, that's why you're supposed to clear your hands when you leave.
Right.
I had a guy showing me what he was doing and I couldn't see it.
Really?
So think about that. He had chips in his hand, magician. Just like total. They used to wear ties in the old days. If you look at the old videos of casinos, the floor people, the pit bosses, the guys that were sitting box at the crap table, a lot of the dealers, they wore ties. The reason why you never see a tie again, ties had a lot of little slits in them where you could just like go, and next thing you put a chip in the slit, and even the box person, you could be so fast and you don't even know you're sitting there like this, overlooking the box.
Right.
You could just put money right in your. There was little cutout pockets they would make. This guy showed me what he was doing last week, and I couldn't see it. He's the same guy that said to me, "Bring me to a dice table, a closed dice table." He said, "You see these two green dice? You see what I'm doing? I'm picking them up." And he shot them, they were red, and the green ones were gone. That's how fast he shot the dice. Red ones came out, the green ones were in a little pocket here. Like, if I knew what he was doing, wow.
And you couldn't see it?
Couldn't see it. Imagine if they don't know. You know, people don't. It was just unbelievable. But anyway, he was telling me that he got sent to Atlantic City when Atlantic City opened in '77, and he said those casinos got robbed blind. I said, get out of here. I never heard that before. He goes, Bill, those casinos, when they first opened, they had the Vegas people training the Atlantic City people, the Philly people, you know what I mean? And they taught the Philly people, or else they'd all be selling shoes. What are they going to do?
Right.
You know, but he taught them all in the casino business how to like deal and how to do things. But he told me, the reason why I say shoes, he told me this Philly shoe sales guy, he said, listen, he got all his friends' jobs from the shoe store. They had like Florsheim shoes with fancy shoes back. They had jobs.
Florsheim, yeah.
Yeah, they went to Atlantic City though, these three guys, and they robbed the casino blind. These guys. But this guy was also, they already knew some moves, you know, from their local after-hours joint. Yep. But this guy got in with them. And, you know, he retired after that. 1978, he was done. He retired. I don't know, is there a statute of limitations? He's been out of there 50 years. But he said those casinos were robbed blind in the beginning because no one knew anything. They had the Las Vegas crews training the Atlantic City people,
Right.
the Philly people for jobs. So, also, let me just tell you something. Robbed them blind. Those casinos made more money than ever back then. That killed all the after-hour joints, the private game, the church bazaars, the feast. It was game on. When people came down there, they emptied their coffee cans, emptied their safe deposit boxes. Those casinos buried people. So
Yeah.
no one's feeling bad for the casinos,
No.
including me. They killed people back then. There was none of those rules back then. 10,000 you needed. There's casinos in this town, $3,000 you need an ID. Over 3,000 in cash, you have to have an ID. It's an internal thing. I mean, those casinos people were dumping out buckets full. It wasn't just mob guys. People that just saved their own money. Bucketfuls, 10, 20, 30, 50. I know a lot of people that lost entire lives and died broke because of those casinos in Atlantic City. Well, John, I think we said enough for this week.
This was fun.
It was fun. We went back and forth, going back and forth with some of these subjects. We really appreciate all you guys liking, subscribing, and we'll see you guys next week on Wisecracks.